Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a winter wonderland. It is incredibly beautiful out here in the Carpathians this morning. Really, really beautiful. Winter has finally properly arrived. Now, imagine you wake up in the morning completely surrounded by snow, middle of the forest, and you decide to yourself, nature is not fulfilling its objectives, so therefore we must change it. Because we have an itinerary, we have so much production to meet, we have so much delivery and so many sales in order to capitalize on our products. Nature really doesn't care about your share price. It doesn't care about your annual general meeting. Nature does what nature does. But we as humans, we have become so arrogant. We blame what nature does on nature, on ourselves, on not using the right type of fuel. We blame everything except face the fact nature is ultimately in control. Instead of living with nature and adapting to it, as farmers did for centuries, millennia, our corporate greed has taken over. We have taken the responsibility of growing crops and fruit and livestock out of the hands of the people with millennia of experience and placed them into the hands of corporate bureaucrats far removed in the big cities. Washington, London, Brussels, there you have offices of basically unelected bureaucrats making critical decisions on not just humanity's future, but the future of the planet. Now, don't get me wrong, many of these are doing it for the right reason. They are worried about the climate. They are worried about the devastation humanity is causing to planet Earth. But because they're separated from it, and they're seeing it merely in terms of figures, numbers, graphs, charts, they don't understand what it's really like to be part of nature. Maybe they have a degree in ecology. Maybe they spent a week studying productivity in Bangladesh. But how many of them actually take time to spend time with the seasons? At the moment, local production is almost non-existent. We import virtually everything from far-flung places because it benefits the corporations, the supermarkets, the politicians, the shareholders. And our lands either lie fallow and we're paid to grow grass, or we grow oilseed rape everywhere, which utterly devastates the landscape. We are no longer self-sufficient. By removing self-sufficiency of the local landscape, the local village, the local town, the city, we lose contact with nature. I've said it before, it's not natural to go to a restaurant and eat strawberries in winter. They shouldn't be on the menu. During strawberry season, yes, ideal, but not during winter. This is having a huge knock-on effect across the planet with all these supply issues, these energy issues, food quality. How many animals are being destroyed because of the various diseases they're picking up because we're mass producing them under conditions they're not designed for. We are so far removed from understanding our place in nature and nature's mechanisms. So far removed. This huge push about climate change. I saw all these protesters in Glasgow. Rah to the corporations, rah to the governments, rah to this, rah to that. Show me your solution. Show me your solution. Only by spending time with nature can you begin to understand what our future is. Some might say farming is unnatural, and it is on an industrial scale. But on a small local scale where, say, we cover 80% of local requirements before even considering importing goods, that should be our basis. Under socialism, every village, every town was self-sufficient. They all had a local cooperative farm. During school, during the summer, kids spent a week or two picking potatoes for free or for a little bit of pocket money. And it was an amazing experience. They all stayed in cabins together. They had adventures together. It wasn't hard graft. It was putting something back to society, helping society. And everybody benefited. The kids benefited because they got to spend time in the outdoors. They learned the land. They formed great bonds with one another. The population benefited because they had potatoes. Now this would be seen as slave labour. I'm talking teenagers, not little children. This would be seen as slave labour. Who profits? So instead, the fields lie fallow. The kids are bored, locked in their rooms, staring at computers all the time. And we import the potatoes from the other side of the planet and then complain because they don't arrive within 2 days, or their prices are going up because of delivery costs. And yet, outside our door, we have ample land to benefit from. And I'm not talking about taking everything, doing it wisely. Crop rotation was a very sensible idea. It gives each plot of land a chance to recover. The same goes for the forest. The forest offers a huge bounty in wild fruits, nuts, mushrooms, game. But people are so far removed from this. They see this sort of Disney-esque idea of what nature is. I can tell you now, this is beautiful, but it's not warm. Nature's saying, have a look at this, but make sure you're prepared. Don't come in here thinking you're going to be doing cartwheels on ice with the little pixies. Come enjoy me, but be sensible, learn my rules. But we have removed ourselves from these rules. And we have given our logic, our power, our rights to suit-wearing, faceless bureaucrats who work on the concept of productivity and dividends. And every so often we go out in the streets and protest. Protest what? What is your solution? Every day I see how nature functions. I try to be a part of it. And I really feel for those who, because of their location or their profession or their family, they're kept distance from it. And there's a lot of, sheer frustration. They want to help. They want to help the planet. They want to change the world. But to do so, you first must go out into nature and experience it. See the problem firsthand. See what needs to be changed. But remember, we are humans and we are social creatures. It is an incredibly beautiful day today, and I'm so happy to be able to spend time out in the forest, out in nature. I'm very, very lucky in this regard. Really, really lucky. As always, be free.